Well, we're excited to get it back out here tomorrow night against DePaul. Like I said after the Villanova game, it's a quick turnaround. I moved on very, very quickly. I watched our game right after the game, and I moved quickly on to DePaul. DePaul is a really talented team. They're coming off a win against Georgetown at home. They also beat a really, really good Butler team earlier on in Big East play. So their record isn't really indicative of their talent and how good they are. They got Charlie Moore, who's as good and as quick as any point guard in our league. Paul Reed is as good of a pro prospect as any in our league. Jalen Butts is a tremendous rebounder. They're a good team, and we're going to have our hands full on the glass. We got to keep them off the offensive glass. We have to take care of the ball. They're first in our league in live ball turnovers, second in our league in steals, and I think second in block shots. So they try to create a lot of havoc on the defensive end. They're long and they're athletic, and we got to be able to take care of the ball and then keep our defense tight on the defensive end. If we can do those three things, those are the keys to the game.
Travis, having played them earlier in
February.
Do they look different now? I know that you had mentioned they'd gone through some struggles and coming off a win, but what part of their game is different from when you faced them the first time?
They're not really any different. They're playing the same. They fly around on defense. They'll press a little bit, and they got us at the end of that game with their full court man-to-man immediately. They trap right away. They got the game a little bit tighter at the end. But they create a lot of turnovers, and you have to take care of the ball. They're handsy. They gamble. They play passing lanes. They block shots. They'll send three guys at the ball when you drive. We have to be able to land on two and just make the right plays, which I thought we did that early on in the game at DePaul, and that's how we got our lead. Then on the other end, they're going to try to play bully ball. They play two traditional bigs, and Paul Reed and Jalen Butts. And then they had Romeo Weems is a big small forward, a lot like Jason. He's 6'7", 6'8". And they got a shooter in Coleman Lands, and Charlie Moore is going to use 1 million ball screens, and they're going to try to get him into the paint. So I would say they're playing the exact same. They're still playing hard. They play hard. Give Coach Leto a lot of credit. They've been through a lot of some tough times, but they're still playing hard, and I think that says a lot about Coach Leto.
You talk about moving on from Villanova. When you watch that film and then you show it to your guys, what are the things from that game that you're showing them that you feel like, hey, watch this. This decided this game, or this played a role in how this game turned out?
Yeah, we can't let a start to the game, whether it's great or bad, determine the next 36 minutes or whatever it is. You can't let one play become affect the next 2 or 3 plays. And I thought we missed several around the rim to start the game. Give Villanova credit. They were physical. They did a good job. I thought that was as good of a defense as we played against all year. But at the same time, I thought we got some shots early around the rim that didn't go down. And I think all of a sudden it starts to feel a little funny, right? It's like, man, why aren't we scoring? And I kept on telling our guys in the huddles, like, hey, fellas, we just got to finish through contact. Don't start taking bad shots. Don't start settling. And we went through a stretch there in the first half where we did. We started taking some tough ones. Again, defensively, we were good enough against Villanova. We weren't perfect, but we were pretty dang good. Villanova's an elite offensive team, an elite shooting team and passing team. And to hold them under 1 point per possession means you're doing pretty dang good. But our offense obviously left a lot to be desired. We were abysmal at that end. We got to be better.
Quentin had a big basket to hit 1,000 for his career, but has only scored, I think, 4 points in the last 4 games. Where is he mentally, and how can he come out of maybe that confidence wavering situation?
Yeah, Q number one, got his 1,000th point, and that's a big deal, obviously. I'm happy for him. To kind of get that monkey off his back as well. But again, we need him to be at his best. I don't care what's happened up until this point in the season. I told our team this several times. Like, everybody's going to remember how you finish. And he's got to step up for us. He's more than capable. He's done it before during his career. He knows I have confidence in him. He's been getting extra time in the gym. Again, I just want him to play as hard as he possibly can and let the cards lie where they lie out there. But, we definitely need him to be better, and he will be better. I expect him to have a very, very strong finish to the year.
Is he taking enough shots, the shots you want, or is he hesitating instead of maybe playing more naturally the way he has earlier in his career?
Yeah, I think he's got to be aggressive. And again, like I think his gift, Shannon, is playmaking. I think that's always been his gift. It's what he does. I think best on our team. He's the best passer on our team. He can find guys. He can make the game easy on everybody. He can use a ball screen, and we need that consistency with decision making, right? And he can bring that. I don't worry about his scoring, and I've told him that. I want him to be a great defender. I want him to be a great playmaker, set the table, and then when their opportunities come to score, score. Like he had the opportunity to drive the ball and finish. I think second half he missed a layup, like he had at the rim, But again, like he's got to be a driver first and foremost and take the threes when they present themselves.
After a performance on your home floor where, you flat out said that your team was not the tougher team, that they were not the more physical team, how important is it that when they get out there on the floor on Tuesday that you see that return to what you expect from Xavier, that they are physical, that they are the toughest team on the floor?
Yeah, I don't, and again, Adam, I don't want it to get misinterpreted what I say. I don't think they out-toughed us at all, Nova. They out-executed us and out-made some shots against us. Like I thought both teams were really physical. I thought both teams were pretty good defensively. But again, this game is all about mindset, and I think you are right on that. Like I want to see us play to our identity. I want to be physical. I want to be tough. I want to be nasty on the defensive end. The harder playing team. We got a lot to play for. And I don't want to play tight. I want to play loose, but I want to be the harder playing team, and it shouldn't even be close.
Now with just 4 regular season games left, Daniel still hasn't played, and I know you wanted to get him back. Is he now looking at a candidate for a medical red shirt?
Yeah, I'd have to figure that out with Dave and the doctors a little bit, but obviously he has not been able to practice either. So we're going to deal with Daniel probably during the off season, figure out what's best for him kind of moving forward. And if that's a medical red shirt, then obviously, if that's an option, which it should be, we'll go down that path.
I remember earlier this season we'd ask you a lot about, Paul Scruggs and the development of that mid-range game and his ability to be creative and finish around the basket. And he hasn't disappeared completely, but it seems like he's kind of stagnant a little bit. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like he's gotten away from what he was doing earlier this season a little bit?
Yeah, our team is morphed and it's kind of changed as years went on, right? I think for Paul, I met with him for about 30 minutes today. We watched film, and the game is meant to be easy. It's not anytime you force things or try to do something that the game doesn't tell you to do, it becomes harder. And if that means, taking less dribbles, being more efficient so teams don't just load up in the gaps on you, if that means a guy's open, you swing the ball real quick. If a guy helps in on penetration, you kick the ball. He's got to continue to do what the game tells him to do. And I think then he will see his percentages skyrocket because he is a great finisher. He's got a great mid-range, and we need him to score. But we also need him to do, I think when he makes the game easy, his percentages and our whole team will look different. And not just him, that goes for everybody on our team. Again, when we do make the game easy, because the game is meant to be played that way. You just do what the game tells you to do.
The last thing I was curious about is, we have seen you guys struggle with consistency this year, from game to game. But we also have seen your team have a response when it needs to have a response at times. And I'm just curious, what you think about that. That's something that you guys need at this point in the season. You need to respond from a loss.
Yeah, we better respond. I know that. If you're not ready to play tomorrow night, then I got to really question who you are as a person and why you're in our program. Again, we got a lot to play for. We got a really talented team in DePaul coming in here into Centos Center. We only got 2 home games left for Bryce, for Tyreek, and for Quentin. It's on. And it better be on tomorrow night for everybody on our team. Thanks.